This, my friends, is gonna be a banger. What are we doing today? We're going to go from zero to hero in the go-to-market cannonball process for AI optics. So you're going to see
Recording in progress.
recording in progress. Yeah, I know. I hit the record button. So we're going to take this company that my friend Rich is a big fan of, and with no other context, we're going to basically build the whole strategy for them and even give them some leads. So this company basically is for disease screening for eyes, and they sell to doctors' offices. So what we're going to do is, and they just got FDA approval. So great, incredible team, big step forward. Let's actually read the FDA approval thing. Whoa. The portable handheld make high quality eye care accessible to patients, cost, convenience, and power. The provider shortages. We're advancing retinal screening. So look, glaucoma, macular degeneration. So I'm hoping that if I ever have eye challenges, I could ping my friend Rich and he's going to help. So, so this is a surgeon, right? You can kind of see a little bit about who they sell to. All right. So let's dive in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with Claude here. And I'm going to just invent. I have a series of prompts to help do this, but I'm just going to invent the prompts. What I want you to do is think through all of the useful frameworks and public data to be able to define a GTM plan, a go-to-market plan. I'm thinking of things like ICP, persona, what public data sources, what are customers saying, where are they saying it, what are competitors. So what I want you to do is build a prompt for an AI agent. Now, don't write any code. This is just a text-based AI agent that can search the web. That tells it how to search the web. So I don't want you to actually write the prompt yet. I want you to write a meta prompt, which is the thing that's going to eventually write the prompt. So take what I say to create a prompt, and then after that, I'll have you execute that prompt, and that will create the AI agent. So I do this now. I basically say, here's my goal. I want you to listen to what I say. I'm using superwhisper.com, by the way. And great. So it's like, I want you to drink a meta prompt, right? So market, customer intelligence, competitive intelligence, distribution and channel intelligence, data source identification. This is great. So execute. You can even spell things wrong, apparently. So we're going to be using ChatGPT's new deep research feature, which is absolutely incredible. My friend told me about Perplexity has this R1 Pro thing. So we're going to use both of these models. And great. So we've got a prompt here. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Create. Yes. Create the prompt now. It created two. Create the actual prompt now. No, not the meta prompt. It created two meta prompts, which is funny. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Channel strategy. This is fantastic. Okay, great. So we're going to pop open this and let's go into ChatGPT with deep research. We're using O1 Mini High. I don't know what the difference is between high and okay, run this prompt for this company. This company. All right. Now the good thing that this deep research does is it asks you questions, which is fantastic. So we're just going to use Super Whisper and talk back. I think actually it's surgeons or doctors' offices that do eye work, but I'm not sure, right? You should go to the website and find out. That's the absolutely first thing that you should do. But I don't want to sell B2C. I want to sell B2B. Again, for geographic focus, I think they just got FDA clearance, so I think it's just United States. And I don't have any preferred data providers, but I do want you to think through public data too, which is how can we identify some really good public data And yeah, so go ahead and run this. So we're going to let that run, and then we're going to type this into Perplexity too and see if we can get different results. Now, the nice thing about the OpenAI here is that great. So you can see it's working now. So it's like doing its stuff. This can take a long time. It's really raining here. You probably can't hear. Great. So this is kind of nice. This is doing R1, but it's hosted locally, so I'm not sending any of these fine questions off to another country. Oh, great. Sorry, we're done with Claude here. This is actually working. So you think it's doing nothing, but this is very thoughtful. Lots of thoughtfulness. Let's see where Perplexity is. Okay, great. Wow, pretty quick. So focusing on AI-driven. So key drivers, niche proprietary hardware, FDA with AI diagnostics, primary care clinics. So primary, great, telehealth providers, employee health plans. We're not going to go after this. Telehealth providers, we're not going to do this. We're going to go after primary care clinics. High patient volume, limited specialist access, diagnose inaccuracy. Integration, oh, that's really interesting. Clinical partnerships, telehealth, don't want to do that. Don't want to do pharma partnerships. Okay, so we're going to, this is not, the thing is that this is just too small. Let's see, go focus in on, we're going to focus in on just the primary care clinics. Focus in on the primary care clinics only and redo this research. Great. Let's see where OpenAI is. It's still working, which is fantastic. Last time it took about 17 minutes. We're 7 minutes in to the video. Is it weird if I just go get a coffee? I'm gonna get a little coffee. Time me. Who leaves in their videos? Does anyone ever? Is that a thing? I'll be back. I promise. Watch it on fast forward. Oh, here. Let me see if I can scroll so you can see what's going on. And I'm back. Great. Let's see if where ChatGPT is still thinking. Great. 33 skip annual annual eye exams. Okay, great. So this is really interesting. Image flexibility, increased screening rates, reduced workload, inefficient exams. Okay, great. So this is really helpful. We actually have some pain-based things that we can identify. So clinical validations. Wow, amazing. All right, let's keep talking. Now what I want you to do is I want you to identify the inversions of the pain points. So you talk about workflow integration and staff training so that more people can do it to reduce the ophthalmologist workload, and image. So insufficient exams, the reduction is very helpful. So what I want you to do is I want you to think through how, if I am to target these companies using only public data, how exactly would I do it? What data would I look for? And I'm going to give you an evaluation framework to go identify data sources. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to give it a prompt in my new course, which is not out yet, and it's called Who to Target and What to Say. So I have this great framework called the Blueprint SAT framework. Let's see if I can go. And I spent a lot of time with ChatGPT to run this prompt, so I'm just going to copy it in. The course is close. It's close. It's so close. It's so close. All right, data sources. So let's just go grab this whole prompt. Now, you're not gonna see the full prompt here because that's part you got to pay. Great. So basically, I want to. This is still working. I want it to go find really useful data sets that are the inversion of the pain points. So. I'm really glad I got this coffee. I know it was like rude. It was rude to me. Frankly, it was rude of me not to do that before I started the video. So I apologize that I made you wait, but I just want to let you know you're getting everything you paid for. All right. Well, this is still working. Let's see where this is good. So this is actually really fantastic. The fact that there's 20 sources. When I did this last time with ChatGPT, I think it's found like 25 sources, and this is great. So scale, targeting power, and access. So these are the things that, which is like, hey, does this scale? Are there a lot of this? Targeting power, how accurate is this to the pain? And then access, how can I access it, right? Okay, primary care contains street level data, wow, with specialty identifiers in the system. Enables identification of vertically integrated primary care providers. Wow. Likely to adopt standardized screening protocols. Requires technical skill to link group practice, primary care, EHR status. Medicare billing systems, and sanctions history, critical for reimbursement strategy targeting. Amazing. Clinic to population ratios by region. Well, that might be. This is kind of interesting. CMS Innovation Center modules. Wow. This is very interesting. Target clinics with existing MA training programs. Very interesting. Filter for clinics using wow. Wow, okay, I guess we can tell this. This is so crazy. Who knew that this is a data source that you could find people using other cameras? Florida, Texas border clinics. So wow, the essay identified in immediate addressable clinics targeting using public data signals. Okay, let's see where ChatGPT is. Not yet. So one of the things that I really want to do is I don't want to talk about demographics. What I want to do is I want to understand basically qualification and quantification, which is I want to understand if a clinic, an individual clinic is qualified, so yes or no, what can I use to qualify? And then quantified, which is for each of the pain points, how can I like staff resistance? So the MA training program is a great idea. So I want to find other things like that, or dilation hesitancy. So this, like the cameras, I don't really know if a survey data is not useful. I need to be able to score, thousands of clinics this way. So I really like the first thing, the the primary care related, the AHQR is very interesting. But is it going to be best for me to like scrape Google Maps? And the likely to adopt standardized screening protocols is less interesting than how can we actually find like people that, like, if I look at the website, for example, am I going to be able to figure out if they offer a version of this? Like, first, I want you to think through the staff resistance, dilation hesitancy, and reimbursement uncertainty. The workflow integration. So how do I know, how can I determine how can I determine public data to determine what systems they have? Staff training. How do we identify companies that are investing in their staff or their ophthalmologist is overworked? I'm thinking like review data and image flexibility. So I don't know. Yeah. So first we need to figure out what are the value props for individual locations. How do I find them? And what is the public data to figure out if they are good fits? It's kind of nice that Perplexity works a little bit faster, but ChatGPT does a really, really good job here with this new, this is like worth $200 a month, but boy, it's really, really good. I'm talking a lot of game. I hope it shows up for me. Bah! All right. And while we do this, let's actually kind of see optometry. Yeah. Fast, effective with minimal disruption of workflows. So technicians can do more. Oh, non-dilated screenings, which is probably a nice benefit. Increase revenue opportunities. Yeah, this is like very good. The inverse of this is probably that you can see more people with fewer resources. Capture medical screenings. Oh, basically it's like, hey, we can charge for something, so we should, but we're not going to do it if it's like a pain in the butt. But if it's really easy, we will. Patient experience. So we could look at people talking about the dilation experience was awful. So where do people complain about the dilation experience? This is like, how do you identify companies are public? So let's talk while we do this, because okay, for the AI optics and optometry, I'm going to paste you the full website. And like, I wanted to give you some other examples, so I'm hoping you can redo this with my thought process here. So one of them is streamline your workflow. So technicians can perform non-dilative screenings within seconds, reducing chair time for optometrists. So that value prop is, how can we find optometrists that are overbooked with data? Like, so reviews might say, it took forever to see the optometrist, or perhaps they might say, not taking new patients, or long wait times, something like that. Generate revenue, so reimbursable medical screenings while improving throughput. We might care about this because if they take certain types of insurance, how can they capture stuff easily without adding more time for the optometrist? Patient experience, so offer non-dilated screenings for convenience and comfort. So where are people complaining about the dilation? So you might look in Google reviews or other review sites. Innovative care. So we really want to figure out who are the practices that are very, like, we need an innovation score. So it might be they talk on their website about fancy things they do. Room to expand. So we really want to know those doctors that do a lot of different types of services. So we have to think through data sources that would tell us that. And for the MA training investment, for example, Oh, wow. Clinical support staff development grants is amazing. What is the coverage of that? Is that a lot? Like these clinical support staff development grants, are there a lot of grants? Like tell me a little bit more about those. Never write code. I don't care about code. The surveys are really interesting, but is it just like a survey doesn't seem like I can get it for every organization? Like, are those surveys, are there like thousands or tens of thousands? Yeah, we can do website scraping. Oh, yeah. Oh, FOIA requests might be actually too hard to get that information. But how can I go find that 28-XXX ophthalmologic equipment depreciation? That's very interesting. Wow, the pattern recognition is great. Yeah, but how am I going to tell if they use Epic Cerner or NextGen, right? It's like I'm not going to be able to. Is that in the AHQR data? Okay, go ahead and redo all of this with this additional context. So basically, I'm just trying to build up some context here, and I probably will paste this back into ChatGPT so it can help me reason through this. All right. You've reached your pro limit. Oh, no. ChatGPT's, I was like, hold my beer. Okay. Wow. You do a good job when the models are like, I can't do this anymore. Well, I may actually fire up a new ChatGPT. Yeah, let's keep with Mini. We're gonna paste a lot of this stuff. Oh, look, she's so happy. Wait time mentions. This is great. Clinical support staff development awards. That's great. Innovative care, practice expansion. Oh, interesting. So we actually know we've got 4,000. This is like 5,000 companies. Staff shows investment and intent. And we can figure out that they have, let's like look at this. Oh, page not found. Not very helpful. Oh, yeah. This is cool. We definitely need to Google this. Yeah, this is amazing. Wow. So we actually can determine the who has received these. Kind of amazing. Okay. Ooh, qualified participation status. Very interesting. Ooh, California's optometry board's advanced diagnostic list SAT scores. List. That's really interesting. Let's kind of state equipment registries. Wow. Well, these are committing meeting notes. Yeah, let's actually just go to this. Super fascinating, right? This is AI is kind of amazing. Optometrist. Oh, free eye assessment. Nice. Search for a licensed optometrist. This is a perfect example of where we would build probably a scraper. What happens if I just search? Amazing. So, wow, look at all of the, you can search different boards. You can search license status, county, city. Let's actually see if we can click into one of these. Oh, a barber. What? Where am I? I don't want. Oh, Department of Kumra. Okay. Okay, great. We actually do want an advanced search. This is optometry. Great. Primary status, probably active. Search. Public documents, that would be really interesting. Okay, great. So these are the optometrists. Let's actually see if we can find what information. So specialty type, TPA. This is really interesting, right? So now we have a specialty type. So we know the license, and now we know the specialty type. And this is actually pretty easy to scrape. Like we could just use Instant Data Scraper. Excuse me. And Instant Data Scraper can scrape all of this. And it looks like, oh my gosh, this is just infinite scroll, which is just incredible. That means Instant Data Scraper is going to get all of this. So we now instantly have all of California. And we probably, it actually looks like it has the actual search. So we could go tell an AI agent to go look at these pages. Let's do infinite scroll. And great. Now it's just going to scroll. So we can like let this happen in the background. I'll move this over. Let's make sure it's still scrolling. Yeah, it's still scrolling. It's just going to keep going, and we'll have a whole CSV. That's amazing. Tech forward. Oh, clinical trials participants. Oh, open table appointments. Oh, you open table? Oh gosh, I think ChatGPT is going to do a much better job. Great, ChatGPT is actually like doing something now, which is fantastic. I should have looked for that earlier. Okay, so now what I'm gonna like copy all of this into Claude. I think Claude will fit 200,000 tokens, and help, and see if I can have Claude help us. Great. So it'll tell you actually how many tokens here. All right, Claude, what I want you to do is I'm trying to create a prompt. So I do not want you to answer this question. I want you to create a prompt. And what the goal is to evaluate these data sources with the Blueprint SAT method, which is included here. And then this prompt will help me evaluate these data sources, rank them, and then also tell me what to say based on what I find. So I really want them to be ranked by pain, which is who are the most likely people to adopt this technology. Like, of all these data sources, what has the best breadth and also most relevance to the pain and or likelihood to adopt? So I don't want you to actually run this, but I want you to create a prompt that will re-describe what I'm talking about in great detail, so that then basically a meta prompt that will write the prompt for me to evaluate these data sources. And the goal of this meta prompt is to write the prompt that will tell us which data sources to focus on, why, and then give us that relative to pain and / likelihood to adopt. So the nice thing, we're kind of bouncing between models here. I think we're still scrolling to see if we can capture the other list. It might be done. Ah, you've reached the end of your results. Oops. History. Great. There you go. We use Super Whisper to do this. We are going to download the Excel file of all of those doctors and create it in Excel. Import, or I should say a Google Sheets. Replace spreadsheet. And this is just a good place to start because we've got California. So we have a list of California, all the licensing. Oh, 981. Not too many. We got to the H's. Maybe that's all they'll display. But this is actually good enough. Let's see. These are actions. And this is like really good for us to actually look up the secondary status, to look up what these titles are or what the title columns are. But we just instantly built a list without any really technical capability, which is pretty amazing. Let's see what Claude is. Great. Comprehensive. Your goal is to help identify data search, and great. Yeah. And to observe data signal. Yes. Scale coverage. Yes. How directly. Yes. Run this prompt. Let's see if ChatGPT is almost done, which is great. You can see this is gonna be insane. When this finishes, this will be insane. Oh. Yes. Now actually run this prompt on the data. Don't create another. Sometimes it does this where it gets into a where it gets into a meta prompt loop. So great, long wait times, not accepting LinkedIn potion, utilization files, current billing patterns for retinal image codes. This is really interesting. This data shows already billing for similar services, pain, revenue optimization, and readiness, existing billing infrastructure. This is probably amazing. CMS Medicare provider utilization files. So we have to go figure out if this is accessible. State insurance participation directories, maybe patient experience. This is really health grades, vital reviews, wait times, a dilation discomfort, really good. Technology mentions, education content. Yeah. Okay, great. Google business profile data, all Medicaid providers. Yeah, this is probably really interesting. Healthcare reviews, state insurance directories. I'm really liking what Claude's coming up with. But the kind of nice thing, so we're going to get back to ChatGPT. I'm going to talk to ChatGPT while we do this. So great. Now that you have done all of this research, what I want you to do is I want you to actually find me 10 companies that are perfect fits by, like 10 companies per value prop. So you might say 10 companies for those that want to streamline their workflow or generate revenue or improve patient experience or provide innovative care. Those are probably the 4. So can you give me 3 perfect customers for each of those 4 with real research. And I also want you to write the message. And what the message should say is basically it should describe all of the data. So something like Oh, so it should find the person, which is it needs to go find the name of the person. And if their email is public, it should find their email if you can. And then it should write a message like, Jordan, X, Y, and Z, where X, Y, and Z is the data, tells me that you might be trying to reduce chair time for optometrists. Did I get that right? And then it should pitch AI optics relative to the pain. So it should pitch it. It should be the pitch should be super specific to, like, it should be one sentence about why they, based on the data, why you think they're a good fit. And then there should be a simple question at the end, which is just a maybe like, do you want to see how, and then redescribe the value prop in 3 to 5 words. So go ahead and do this. And my goal is for each of the workflow, generate revenue, improve patient experience, and provide innovative care. I want you to find 3 actual real examples of like real live customers, why you think they're good fits with your individual data research, and with unique value props and a question for each of them with names, etc. So go ahead and do this for me. So the whole purpose of creating the research ahead of time is literally just context. So the model it's going to create its own context here, and that additional context will help it do a much better job at reasoning because it has done the same things a real revenue leader would do, which is, this is the type of research that they would do. So, that was a long one. So we're kind of hoping that, and the nice thing is that if you do it this way, you basically can then build all of the infrastructure and the data systems by segment. And so the segment in this case is like streamline your workflow. Great. That's like a segment. And all you're trying to do is to find the data to qualify accounts and quantify, which is, are they a good fit? And then how good of a fit are they? And then you can actually find like live real customers and say useful things to them. Let's see where. I think some of the stuff that Perplexity came up was really interesting, and we'd have to investigate a little bit more. Like some of the APIs were really interesting, and I probably will. I wonder if I wonder if I can copy this. Copy. I don't want to copy the link. Oh, I can copy individual things, but I really want the thread. And I'm going to paste all of this into ChatGPT so it can. I don't actually want this prompt. Great. And then I'm going to modify this thing here, which is more a bunch of other context from another model and research is here, which you can consider in addition to the work above that you did. Just going to paste in all of that context. Generally, the models do a really good job when you provided a lot of context. And so I try to provide as much context as possible. This deep research thing is like totally crazy. It's only on the $200 a month plan, kind of unfortunately for now, but good job on ChatGPT for providing this. And I kind of think that there's a world where ChatGPT is going to replace a lot of our workflow tools because it can do so much in here. It's not really unfathomable to say, keep doing this for every company in the country. which is a little bit bananas. If you can imagine ChatGPT not just finding 10 companies, and actually I should probably modify this so it doesn't get confused, is find four companies per, well, maybe I'll just leave it. ChatGPT can usually figure it out, but I did actually change the value, the question here. I wonder. What is this? I think this is that participate. It's so funny, especially in the medical world. Let's see if we can figure out what this. Great. Let's just get an overview. Lower the cost. Healthcare has 2 payment tracks: merit-based incentive program and advanced alternative payment. Okay. You learn performance-based payment adjustment to the services you provide to Medicare patients. Okay, this is really interesting. So these are the people that are providing merit-based incentives. So if we can find a message here about how you actually can improve or get high on the score to make money, that's very interesting. So we should look into that. And this health workforce funding, right? This is another way to think about this, which is mental health in the healthcare workforce. So this is medically underserved communities, healthcare organizations, and support the training efforts to build resiliency. So these are folks that are investing in their employees, which is really interesting. Out to 34. So this is a perfect example. If it's only 34 grantees, this is not enough. And a lot of these are schools. So this is a perfect example where this would not pass the SAT framework, which is there's just not enough. Wow, ChatGPT's like, let's actually look at, oh great, it's done? Oh no. So let's look at the research here. U.S. market, trends, growth projections, AI optics. So they FDA cleared, which is great. Market size, which is great. Market size is helpful, but it's not super useful for what we're doing right here because it's not like they're going to switch out their markets. Retinal screening devices, market. So the segmentation, which is very interesting. The disease and detection, significant share. So they actually found an interesting segment here, specifically market potential, competition. That's great. It's kind of, it looks like there's sort of one website, which is a little concerning. Oh, competitor prices. That's really great. Ooh, high. Oh, this is true. I haven't seen an eye doctor in a while. I should probably go do that. No, actually, I got my prescription changed relatively recently. Top rival for ODR. Okay. Key competitors. So great. So they got competitors. Okay. This is like a self review, which is interesting. I guess you can do some stuff yourself. So this is so helpful, right? Because buyers seek return investment, practical solutions over adopting new technology. Clinical need and revenue generation. Very interesting. Large 20-30% margins. Volume rebates to boost partner engagement and co-marketing. So this is like other types of partner marketing, other ways which they could go to market. Discounts and co-marketing. Oh, funds. This is really interesting. Market size. This focuses a little bit too much on market side, which is a problem. FDA approved portable solutions. This went a little bit off the rails. I should have used a better prompt here. Really, I should have told it that the purpose of this is to go to market for this company, and so that's going to be kind of important here. I'm going to submit this the second this thing finishes because I do want it to focus. I do want to focus on data sources, which fortunately we have some below, but when I ran the Blueprint SAT prompt for, actually maybe that's the next prompt that I should run. When I ran the SAT prompt in a previous run here inside of ChatGPT, it was actually quite good. So let's do this. I'm going to copy out all of my current context so I can run it after I run the document. And I have to say that ChatGPT does a really good job with the SAT method prompt, because and one thing that ChatGPT does really well with this deep research is it asks me to clarify, which is really fantastic. It's like watching paint dry, huh? It's a little bit better that it actually is telling you what it's doing. This average sales slang for medical devices, I don't know how that's helpful to us. Really, I wanted to match public data with their value prop, and specifically by segment, right? By the thing that they are doing. And this is really understanding the market context, which, by the way, some of that is really important for it to do its reasoning. It really needs to understand what is the larger market, how should people think about things, because eventually we're going to get this thing to write a message. And when we write a message, then the message will, it's really important for it to have context so it knows not to say totally crazy things. Okay, let's actually then use Claude here to create a messaging framework. Messaging framework. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, what I want you to do is create another meta prompt, and the goal of this meta prompt is basically to be able to take a data source, like all of the research on a company, by the segment. So in this case, it's probably either streamline your workflow, generate revenue, improve patient experience, or provide innovative care. And so the data is really going to be filtered into these 4 buckets. And we're going to find data relative to each of those 4 buckets. This meta prompt its goal is to write a message that is very personable, that is about the problem, and that is in sort of the structure of sort of the data that indicates that you're in that situation, a validation that you're right, ideally how the value prop relates specifically to that data. So we really need to pitch the value prop relative to that data. And then the ask should be ideally something really, really valuable. Like, not necessarily you want me to send you a free one, but is there like a video? Is there some crazy asset that they can send? So create this meta prompt for me based on everything you know about the company. I'm also going to paste in the full website. So one of the things that we'll do here is that Claude will create a messaging framework. To create the actual prompt. Let's see, wow, this is really going. It's taking a long time. I have a feeling this is going to time out. It's still thinking. ChatGPT is going to time out for sure. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste. And I think probably I'm just going to copy and paste this company website. I don't think that I'm going to paste. Well, actually, maybe I'll paste about the products. I wasn't going to paste in other pieces of the website because I didn't want it to get confused. And then Sentinel Pro. It's not out yet, maybe. All right. And I always select explanatory because I want it to be a little crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Execute the prompt. This is really good. Okay, this looks actually pretty good. Let's see. So yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. This is okay. This is like crazy too long. Okay, what I want you to do is this. So the subject needs to be bait but not switch. So it should be 2 to 3 words, like patient comfort or comfortable patients ? That type of thing. And they should be a little bit more data driven. And they should only be 3 sentences long. So what I want you to do is just evaluate this with these in mind and also the receiver in mind. So just critique this with my additional thoughts and then your thoughts, and that's all I want you to do. And we're trying to get it smaller, punchier, more fact-driven, and more useful. So just make those types of critiques. And let's see where ChatGPT is at. Oh my gosh, I think ChatGPT is going to not finish. It's like been here forever, but I'm like loath to tell it to stop. Too long. Yeah. Patient bottleneck. Okay, let's see. This is great. Too many. Yeah. This is great. Yes. Yeah. Okay, this is great. I think you should split this up. Wait time should be, the T should be lowercase. They should not be in quotes. You should be a little bit more curious. So do you want to see how, and then actually include an Oakland optometrist that uses the tool, and you can just assume when it's fine. And don't sell the meeting. Instead, like offer a video or something. So with this additional thoughts in mind, why don't you re-critique? So what we're just going to do is we're going to ask the model to critique itself. I think ChatGPT is, oh my gosh, you can't, you can't get it to stop. That's kind of funny. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Okay, this is great, but also, like show them that where you find the data. So don't say your average patient, like from X thing, it seems like X is Y is true. But I love this. So now what I want you to do is, now that you have all these critiques, rewrite the prompt to generate this message. Okay. Let's I don't think ChatGPT will ever finish. Compiling sources. Thinking. What if I click around? Are you actually thinking, ChatGPT? All right. Subject line. Great. Google Business. Fantastic. All right. It's kind of unfortunate because this is a really, really good feature. Let's just like see if we refresh. Whoa. Let's see if we refresh this, if ChatGPT will be. Oh, great. It totally finished this. And I don't want to use Forum Mini. I want to use there. Okay, great. So all I care that this is good. And then I'm going to, this is where I'm going to paste in the Blueprint SAT method, which you can get access to this prompt. We're going to do deep research again and submit. So don't worry about all this additional context. It's really good. Go. Let's refresh this. Do the above. Oh, maybe it is thinking. Why? Great, great. Great. We're actually going to look at data sources now. And it looks like this is, seems like it's actually going to do something, which is really fantastic. I don't know if you can hear the rain. It's pouring here in San Francisco. It's absolutely pouring. Okay, well, we'll let that, okay, that it feels like actually something is happening now, which is great. And what do we have with Cloud? So now we got a couple things. We have the so the two last things that we're going to do is we're going to have it do research to find 10 companies. Once we just have to use deep research. Like, it's very, very good. I wish I could pause. I don't think I could pause. Maybe I'll have to cut out this portion of the video. But the deep research is quite fantastic. So afterwards, what we're going to do is we're going to run this the messaging prompt. So the key interesting thing here is that we now will have data sources once this is done. And actually, we probably could. Actually, I think that. Let's see. Maybe we actually can run a secondary chat, because as a pro subscriber, I think that I can run multiple prompts. And I did great. I pasted in all of this. Actually, find me 10 companies. Okay, good. So this is we're going to actually be able to, great. This is good. This might or not be happening. Okay, just give me 3 companies per value prop. It's fine. I really want the best one. And then you actually give me 4 each. Let's stop. No, that's not what I want. Why don't you give me 4 each, 2 for primary care clinics and 2 for optometry practices. Do U.S. only. And I want real publicly available contact information. And if you don't have the actual emails, that's fine. Just give me their names and LinkedIn URLs. That's great. And then I'm actually going to paste in the prompt for how you should generate the message. So follow that, and then go ahead and execute this. So Great Super Whisper is amazing. Okay, so I actually gave it the Claude prompt, and I told it to go do deep research. Great. Real publicly available contact information, tailored 3-sentence outreach message. Great. We're going to wait to see. And this is kind of interesting because I have a feeling that last time this wasn't actually doing anything. Oh. Okay. You didn't do it. Do it with deep research. Okay, great. Okay. Feels like it's doing, I'm going to close this one. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, yeah, great. Now what I'm waiting, I think what it's having problems is, my guess is that a lot of people are using deep research and it's just puking. But what I'm going to do is I can show you another example of what this looks like. Oh, good. It's good that it says stop here. Yeah, but remember how last time it actually showed the corner bar? Then we knew for sure it was doing something good. Did they? Oh, it's interesting. They got rid of 01. Yeah, they got rid of 01 mini, and 01 just has 01. It's very crazy. Okay, I don't know if this is working, but let me. Yeah, sorry to record such a long video and not give you the actual output. Let's pull up a previous prompt that I did so you can see what the output looks like. And I will paste. Actually, here, let's just look at this. Okay, so this is when I did this for a company called Gaia. Let me show you the value here. Let's see if it's still not doing anything. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's look at. So we found the decision maker. This is for a company that sells into ISPs, internet service providers. So they know they have some insight here. And I read City Fiber had to pause some city builds and even trim 400 staff to control cost, right? Wow. Okay. With 3.5 premises passed and a goal of 8 million is clearly getting harder. And then it pitched the thing. It's like, here we could stretch your CapEx further. We use to optimize build sequencing. For example, proprietors there with faster take up to start generating revenue, which could fund subsequent builds. Super relevant value prop. And then this is too long. Like if a build partner is falling behind, you'd see in a dashboard and could course correct instead of blunt pause that cost a year. In short, we'll train your mind to build in actual plans to keep the rollout on track despite economic pressures. This message is almost good enough to just send. It's a little too long, but the wording is, but the data is really, really good. And yeah, I'm very skeptical. So this is the kind of, and you can see actually, we did this for a bunch of. Charter had to cut back 133 rural areas from your RDOF commitments, about 2%, high costs or execution hurdles, and the push into rural builds is reportedly nudging other network upgrades by 6+ months. These are painful and public. We can maximize your build efficiency so you don't have to forfeit opportunities. We optimize crew allocation and spend. Which grant areas are most viable to tackle in-house versus subcontract, or which low-density areas might threaten overrun? Look, the value prop, so Gaia does a bunch of things, but the value prop is so specific. This is the type of thing you can do with deep research. And you're going to be able to do a lot more of your prospecting only in ChatGPT. Building this system is a different thing, but even if you're just prospecting for yourself, this will, and you also can get it to format things so you can upload and use in a tool like clay.com. But I'm actually going to have to, I'm not going to be able to finish this. But I'm not going to be able to finish this because just deep research is not really working, which is kind of unfortunate. But I will publish the results of the actual output of the message. And so you can see what this thing comes up with when deep research is back online. I know this is a long video, so thanks for sticking with me. I hope that you find this sort of future of GTM really, really useful and that the process was insightful. Thanks for spending so much time with me. I'm so grateful. Bye.